So I'm getting ready to cut out the piece that goes from this rectangle to that rectangle horizontally here. And I just thought I'd kind of give a little demonstration here of what I'm thinking about doing. Which my original thought was, since that's nice and flush right here, I could just put the pipe right up against it like that. And there's just a little bit of a gap to weld, which I'm still going to do on this side. I'm going to leave it like that. But since I have this gap over here like this, I think I'm going to go ahead and squish it. It'll make this part stick up a little bit, but I can just cut the floor plate out just a little bit right there. I don't think it'll bother anything, but that makes for a nice fit. I can weld here and then weld them together in that corner. So I'm just going to cut these out, 2 pieces of pipe, and squish one side and put them here and there. And draw again this piece of scrap iron. Well, hello, doggy. How you doing, Dakota? Did you have a good day? Yeah. I drug in this piece of scrap iron. Once again, this is from a crude oil tank. And I plan to use it for the ramp over here. But as what I'm doing currently is trying to figure out the angle which I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this pipe and just weld it on to that rectangular tubing. And then on this end, it's just going to set on that square tubing just like it is. So that end I don't have to angle, but this end I do. I think that'll work. Now I gotta go find myself a chunk of pipe for the other side and cut it out. And then there was 3 in there. So next I'm going to cut out a pipe and put it across here. I'm guessing I can't squish it. I guess I'll have to take my time and make saddle cuts for it. So I'll get set up for that. And as a few of you suggested on the Wide Vision Facebook page, it's a jungle gym. You can do a saddle cut and a chop saw, in case you don't know that. I actually made a video and an instructable on it. I have it set for 25 degrees because this pipe is smaller than the pipe that it's going to mount up to. The degrees changes depending on what pipes you're coupling. But anyway, if you want to go watch a more detailed explanation about it, just click right here and you can watch that video. So 25 for this one isn't quite perfect. I should actually be more like 23 apparently, but it's so close I'm going to go ahead and leave it because at 25 degrees I lose a 1/2 inch of pipe. That makes it really easy for me to measure that way. So the pipe I'm going to use is exactly 1 inch longer than what I need. So I'm going to set it up in here. Alright, let's see how badly I did here. That'll work. Should have brought a clamp with me. Clamp. Just a little bit of gap on that one, not bad at all. The other side's actually fitting nice and snug, looks good. It's really nice that the chop saw makes that nice bevel, because now you can fill in a lot better. But I don't know why that is not focusing. Alright, I'll show you this side too while we're at it. So, just a skosh of a gap again. I think it's focusing on that smoke coming out of there. Oh, there it went for a second. That's definitely easy enough to fill in with a welder. And now comes the fun part. I have to figure out how on earth I'm going to get that piece of metal fished in there and up that ramp. This is why I need a helper. That reminds me. I actually used to have a helper. I had an employee for all of 3 months. And I let him go. I kind of sort of let him quit on his own. That kind of thing. But yeah, I kind of let him go after he got his 5th DUI. I didn't know he had DUIs previous to that, but one day I asked him to go to town and get me some more welding rod, and he says, I can't. I said, why not? He goes, well, if I drive my vehicle in town, they'll pull me over because they know my car. And I'm like, you just drove out here, 15 miles from where you live, from a different town to here, couldn't go to the town I was asking him to. He's like, no, they know my car in that town because I got a DUI. I was like, so you don't have a license? He's like, nope. No driver's license, 5th DUI. I was like, yeah, I think we're done here, guy. That was way easier than I thought it would be. I like it when I make things difficult in my head. Now the reason I'm laying the sheet metal down this way is because that's the way it works. I don't know how many times I've seen people put it to where the arch goes up like this, or it makes an arch instead of a, I don't know, U, whatever you want to call that. And if you do it the other way from what I'm doing, it'll have a tendency to lift up off the metal. It has a lot more pressure on it. And when things go over it, they push it down, and it works those beads, and pretty soon your weld will crack. and it'll pop up in the middle. If you go this way, start at one end, and weld as you go, and kind of unroll it as you go, it'll stay. I've done this many times before. So I'm going to just keep doing it like this, bring it back when it's done. I haven't finished welding it in place, but it's there for now. And I did know that piece was that short, that I'd have to find another little piece to stick in there. But yeah, it's almost a ramp. Sweet. Well, the metal should be here any second, so I gotta go put the pallet forks on the Kubota so I can get that unloaded off the trailer. I guess I should point out too that it's a little bit crooked. If you can see there, it walked that way just a little bit on me. I mean, you know, in what is that, 8.5 feet? That's what I cut it down to. I'm off, I don't know, that might be 1/2 inch. So that would be okay. I mean, considering this type of project, it's not a highly accurate project. And there's all the sheet metal sitting on the tractor. Got it unloaded without a hitch. So I think I'll call it quitting time today, though. Got other stuff I need to get to. And tomorrow, hopefully, I'll start cutting up the sheeting and putting it in place.